again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Studio Gallery in the backyard. And I have my glasses, and this is an edge catcher. Well, not really, because I never cut it up. But I loved putting my leftover paint on it, and I think if I wanted to sandwich it between glass at some point in time, when it's finally done, when I'm finally done adding paint to it, that would be a cool thing. I think I'm going to do a 14 by 14 inch scape, just because people have been giving me the impression that they're enjoying the scapes as much, if not more so, than my abstracts. And since I have a backlog of like 15 of those unposted right now, let me grab some paint. I'm going to, you know what, I really like the idea of doing a large pour at the bottom. I don't know how to say that. But we enjoyed doing the Prussian blue the other day a lot. And I am going to try and restrain the amount of color that I put down here to just what, just what I think I'll like when I spread it. And I'm going to, instead of using the large spatula, I think I'm going to start with the smaller one. And I'm going to let that color go over the edge right now, because there's no better time for it. And then I'm going to change my mind about that large spatula, because it works so much better. Take that, wipe off my spatula, leave it for the next moment that I need it, and grab the large OXO omelet turning spatula that I adore. That a lot of people adore, actually. It's on my Amazon link below, show more under the video. It is the best paint spreading tool I know of. And because the Prussian blue, by any name, I think Grumbacher is the one I use more often when I can get it on sale, because it's expensive no matter what. I like 50% off coupons, don't we all? And I wait for them. I'm a 50% off coupon stalker for sure. So I don't know what I'm going to do down a little further, but I'm thinking that I had some blue and I pulled it out just for this reason. And if I am very judicious with it, maybe, oh boy, this is going to be interesting. I think I could have used a little more blue. But you know what? I have it right there. I'm not sure what to do with all this paint on my spatula, because I really like it. But the last time what I did with it was use it, so I guess that's what's going to happen again. Just put it into the sky area, all the way across, and over the edge, and drag it off my tile as well. Now I wanted a really high horizon and something down below, but I haven't actually made up the colors down below. And I was thinking about a snowy background, but I kind of wanted to put a tree in too. I may put some trees in still. I don't ever like the edge that I get across near the edges of the canvas, but if I take a minute, I really want to just scrape this off and put it in there. So I don't think it's going to hurt anything at all, especially since I'm going to pour something right up to that horizon, I think, so far anyway. Now what I was thinking was to use some grays and silver tones and just make like this surrealistic, looks like an abstract scape foreground. Yeah, I'm just playing with that now. I don't want to waste this paint. It's too expensive to waste. Sorry, that's my Scott heritage kicking in. But you know, just take your time. Do what you can. I don't really want any canvas showing. I don't mind all those little dots from the cells popping. That over there can go. Kind of feel like this over here should go too. I'm going to scrape that right off. And hope I can keep my good stuff. Yes. Oh, and I kind of like those in the sky. I think we're going to leave those up there. Except for I've got them more places than I want them. You know what? That's fine. Ha! We just had an accident that was wonderful. So I'll show you guys that for a moment. I'm going to take as much of that paint right off my spatula and throw that spatula in the bucket, because that Prussian blue will stain anything and will stain my fingers. So I'm going to grab, I think, one of these little dishes that I've enjoyed so much recently. I'm just going to squeeze it right over that spatula so I have the residuals, and then I suppose I can always use them, but I can definitely scrape them off in there, and that'll make some interesting patterns. And if I put some more paint in there, it's not going to be much. It's going to be dots of this or dots of that. I kind of had this impression just a second ago that it would be good for me not just to clean off that paint from my tile. Oh, too late. That's how fast paint dries in Florida. Okay, I guess the pants are going to get it. I have this wonderful orangey color. It's a metallic. I believe it was a Masterminds. And I'm going to put a little bit of it on the blade of my spatula. And just drag it across to make an area that looks like it might have been a residual from the setting sun. And that's it for that. And I need a whole bunch more paint, and I'm going to splash and drop. I have enough Prussian blue in there. I like the purple. I think I might do this in 2 sections, but I'm not. Come out. I'm not sure. I had some silver here, and I think I hid it on myself, and I wish I had not hidden it on myself because I really want it right now. There it is! Yes! Who knows what this is going to be like. I don't use silver very often. We know that about me. This is like not coming out. Maybe the other one will work better. Can you come out? Yes, you can. Can you come out to play? Yes. Alright, so I have an Anita's metallic also, which is usually pretty pale. This is weird, but okay. What was I just thinking? You can't tell me. Oh, I like this blue for snow. Yes, and like I said, if I want to make the foreground somewhat different, I will do so by adding more paint to the same cup. Where'd my, oh, it's on the ground. My skewer escaped. So I'm just gonna mix those in there and add a bunch more white. And this time, because I did this the other day and I liked how it turned out, instead of going across, I'm going to try and go up and down. I'm still going across, aren't I? I'm just doing it differently. And I didn't get nearly as much paint. So that is cool. And I know that I can grab an edge catcher, which in this case is just going to be something really small. And I'm going to let all of that drip over to one side and then throw it back again and squeeze that edge catcher. I'm going to try and find a place. Yeah, I got paint on me. I wonder where that came from. And I'm going to continue my process. And if I don't, like I said, if I don't exactly like the patterns I get, I can A, tip back, B, add paint to, C, throw a basting brush in there, or D, put chains in, which I haven't tried yet, or haven't tried in the snow scenes. So I'm going to put that aside for right now. Also, there is also the skewer. Excuse me, that's not a skewer. That is a spatula. Alright, so I like all that okay. But I kind of want to play with it some more until I get something I really like for patterns. I think that means bringing back the edge catcher again and using the paint. I wish I could put a moon in the sky. You can't have a sun and a moon at the same time, can't you? I just thought of that. I'm just going to let all of that drain off because there's no point. The thinner I let that become, the better off I am, especially even if I torch, because at that point I can put this paint back in there and that paint will have become a little more solidified on the surface and be less likely to run and pour. So I'm going to save that right there and give it a bit of a torching. I don't want to mess up my edge catcher. Might as well hit the top too, although it's not going to run anywhere. Oh, we got great cells in there. I use no silicone in my artwork, but I do use Deco Art pouring medium and Floetrol together, mixed with my paint and my GAC 800, and that works out pretty well. So I like that, but I think I want several other things going on in there, one of which will be to just use the card create a different line of texture. Because I can. The name of my book on the Amazon link. And we're coming out with a second volume for Christmas if I can get my thumb out. I have like only 8 or 9 left to go. So I'm going to grab all of this paint with that spatula and put it down there. Because when I add the next paint, then I'll have 2 different sections, and this paint will help flow that paint if that's necessary. I like that blue. I don't mind it turning a little gray. It's obviously a snow scene for sure. I hate wasting things so much I'm actually scraping off my spatula on that little bit. Alright, so I'll show you guys again. So far so good. Let me make sure my edge is covered right there. Just pick it up. I can also run my finger under the wet paint above it and pick up any drips that are coming down, which is rather convenient usage of paint that's dripping that needs to be gone. And that's a good time to check my edges up higher also for anything that I might benefit by filling now, including edges that are not quite as comprehensive as I'd like them to be. Okay, so far so good, and I love that. I just want a whole lot of much darker color in there, and I'm going to take a chance by throwing a whole bunch more silver in there and a bunch of more of that deoxidine, or however you say it, that purple. Somebody should tell me. Send me one of those little voice clips on a PM. So this time I'm going to do a little more of that. I guess I'm just feeling risky because I want that Anita's metallic, which I'm always saying is so gray. And then I'm just going to give myself some more purple. You know what? I'm just going for it. It can be colorful at the bottom. That's all there's to it. I love the blue and purple shadows in snow. And if I don't like this, I'll do something about it. So, in as much as I started from the horizon line down, let me get some paint out of my way. I'm thinking about starting from the bottom up, because whatever I put down there, as long as I have an edge catcher, and I'm sure I do somewhere, there it is behind me, I can, in theory, I don't want to touch that top edge, because I don't want to use my fingerprints. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, there's my start. I haven't done anything quite exactly like this yet before. And by doing this at the bottom, it means that I could squeeze, theoretically, I could squeeze. Oh, I still have to put a thin print up there. I don't want to. Alright, I'm going to try and be very cautious. I'm going to use all that paint and flow it down to the bottom edge, even to the point of having a little rivulet. Come on. So I can squeeze my edge catcher and get it to cover. And then I am going to throw it back in, and probably, because we're in experimental mode, use that paint also, which is not cooperating completely, but that's okay because I'm going to grab this paint off the edge catcher and put it in there right now. And on the bottom, and on this edge, and where else? This is not my favorite edge catcher, so it doesn't really matter what I do or don't do to it right now. But if I get my paint off, I'm in good shape. Oh, I got a nice shorter one over here that I might indulge in. Alright, the rest of my paint is beautiful. Nice stripes, but I'm really thinking that there isn't enough of it. I'm also thinking that I'd like it to go across, and I'm not sure what's going to happen if I try that. I got beautiful cells in there. They're just awesome. So maybe I'll put it right in the middle and use my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, available on my Amazon, link below, show more, underneath the video, where you can also find my paint pouring recipe, and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest links. And I don't know if I should throw that in the bucket or not. I don't want paint to dry in that really fast, but I am going to use this shorter edge catcher right over here. Whoop, I got 2 minutes left. Looks like there might be a part 2. I think I can do this in 2 minutes. I'm not sure. We'll be adding paint for certain. I'm going to let all that paint pool right over there, and it's too bad too because I really like the pattern I'm seeing. But I could also pick up the edge catcher and use the paint that I've got there. And I think I will use this paint because every time I put a new section of filler down, it creates a new pattern, and I like that. And what I can do at this point, because that's so cool, is use what's on my spatula to cover my edge, use my finger to fill in any gap, get ready to tell you guys what I've already told you, some things. I do sell my artwork. I do give classes at the house in Spring Hill, Florida, in an air-conditioned studio, away from the bugs. No love bugs. And I love you guys. There's going on 85,000 of you. Yay. It's a little slow once in a while. If you'd like to be of assistance to me, like people who have in the past, thank you very much. People in the past who've been assistants to me, making contributions. I am going to use a spatula to push that over because I do not want to get paint all over my hands right now, strangely enough. And I am going to try to flow that paint over that way and hope there's enough. And I could swipe in, and I may still do that. I'm going to add a little pressure to my edge catcher, so even though I could be rocking to cover it, mostly what I'm doing is making a seal so that the paint that's flowing across there, and it's flowing above, but it's not flowing very fast. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I want all that paint to come back here and to go in again, but seeming as it's going to be a chore, I'm just going to keep using the paint that I've got, and then I'm going to throw some other paint. Yeah, I'm in a little bit of a hurry to let you guys see the end of this. I might decide I want to put trees in here. That was my original plan, by the way. So I'm going to grab my straw, since I actually located it before I started this. It looks like that kind of frozen wasteland where there was water in a wave frozen place. So most of my area is filled in. Maybe I should tilt one more time. Maybe I should drag a skewer through. Excuse me, I keep calling my spatula a skewer. If I pounce this a little bit, it will add some new something new to the pattern and the texture. And I am pretty